Right now, 5 things are quietly adding years to your life or taking them away, and most people have no idea which one they are doing. Here is the strange part. None of these 5 things require money. None of them require willpower you do not already have. They require something much simpler, knowing what actually works, instead of what you have just been told works. Because most health advice is either wrong, exaggerated, or missing the one detail that actually matters. So here are 5 habits, backed by real research, that change how long and how well you live. Number 1. The habit that matters more than almost anything else you do all day. And it happens while you are unconscious. Sleep. Not just sleeping. Sleeping at the right time. Researchers at the University of Notre Dame tracked over 400,000 people and found something surprising. It was not just how much people slept that predicted heart disease risk. It was when they fell asleep. People who fell asleep between 10 and 11 p.m. had the lowest risk of heart disease in the entire study. Not midnight, not 9 p.m. Specifically, that window. Why does timing matter this much? Because your body runs on an internal clock called the circadian rhythm, and it does not just control when you feel sleepy. It controls when your body repairs cells, regulates hormones, and clears toxic waste from your brain. Sleeping outside your natural window forces your body to repair itself out of sync with its own internal clock. The sleep still happens. The repair does not happen as well, which raises an uncomfortable question. If timing matters this much, what else are we getting wrong by only looking at the number and ignoring everything else? Number 2, and this one contradicts almost everything people believe about exercise. You do not need intense workouts to extend your life. You need to stop sitting. A study published in the Annals of Internal Medicine followed adults using movement trackers and found that total sedentary time was one of the strongest predictors of early death, independent of how much people exercised. Meaning someone who worked out for an hour but sat for the other 23 could still be at serious risk, simply because of how long they remained still. The mechanism is almost mechanical. When you sit for extended periods, your muscles stop producing an enzyme called lipoprotein lipase, which breaks down fat in your bloodstream. Sit for too long, and that enzyme activity can drop by over 90%. Your body essentially stops processing fat efficiently, regardless of how healthy your diet is. So what actually fixes this? Not a gym membership, just movement, standing up every 30 minutes, walking for 2 minutes every hour. Tiny interruptions to stillness that keep that enzyme active throughout the day, which means the real enemy might not be a lack of exercise. It might be something as simple as sitting too long without noticing. Number 3, and this one is almost never talked about the right way. Chronic loneliness is as dangerous to your body as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. This is not an exaggeration. It comes directly from a meta-analysis by psychologist Julianne Holt-Lunstad, who reviewed data from over 300,000 people. Social isolation increased the risk of early death by a magnitude comparable to well-established physical health risks like obesity and physical inactivity. Why would loneliness affect the body this severely? Because your nervous system evolved to treat social disconnection as a literal survival threat. For most of human history, being isolated from your group meant real physical danger. No protection, no shared resources, no help if something went wrong. Your body still runs that ancient alarm system. Chronic loneliness keeps your stress hormones elevated for extended periods, which damages the cardiovascular system over time, exactly the way chronic physical stress does. Which means the people you surround yourself with are not just good for your mood. They may be one of the most powerful health interventions available, and most people never think of them that way. Number 4, and this one might be the most counterintuitive, eating slightly less might matter less than eating at the right time. Time-restricted eating, compressing your eating window into roughly 8 to 10 hours a day, has been studied extensively by circadian biologist Satchin Panda at the Salk Institute. His research found that mice fed identical calories but only during a restricted time window were protected from obesity and metabolic disease, while mice who ate the same food spread across all hours became overweight and metabolically unhealthy. The reason comes back to that same internal clock. Your metabolism is not equally efficient at every hour. Eating late at night, when your body is biologically preparing for rest and repair, not digestion, forces competing systems to run simultaneously. Something has to lose. Usually, it is your metabolic efficiency, which raises the real question. Is it really about what you eat, or is it just as much about when your body is actually ready to process it? Number 5. And this is the one nobody wants to hear. Your grip strength predicts how long you will live. This sounds almost too simple to be true, but a study published in the Lancet followed nearly 140,000 people across 17 countries and found that grip strength was a stronger predictor of death from any cause than blood pressure. Stronger than blood pressure. A simple measure of hand and forearm strength outperformed one of medicine's most trusted vital signs. Why would something so specific matter this much? Because grip strength is not really about your hands. It is a proxy for your overall muscular health, which is directly tied to metabolic function, fall risk, and how resilient your entire body is under physical stress. Weak grip strength often signals a body that is losing muscle mass overall, a process called sarcopenia, long before other symptoms become obvious, which means one of the simplest indicators of how long you might live is something you could test right now, with nothing but your own hand. 5 habits: sleep timing, movement, connection, eating windows, strength. None of them require perfection. None of them require overhauling your entire life overnight. What they require is attention, because the things that add years to your life are rarely dramatic. They are quiet, repeated, almost invisible choices made every single day, whether you are paying attention to them or not. The question is not whether these habits are working on you right now. They already are. The only question is whether they are working for you or against you.